Hey, if you're a minimalist, it's Sophia Lark of fearminimalist.com, and I help women of color break the fear-based emotional cycle that keeps them stuck in mother wound trauma. Have your relationships with other women been primarily characterized by competitiveness, jealousy, distrust, or even fear? For a lot of women with the mother wound, this lack of ability to trust or to feel safe around other women is actually rooted in deeper societal conditioning, and it trickles down to the family situation and into our personal relationships. And it can prevent us from separating ourselves from that toxic dynamic that maintains this mother wound conditioning, this toxic relational pattern with other women. And so if you're ready to begin healing your relationship with other women and to experience the real joy of sisterhood, I'm going to show you 3 ways that you can begin that process. So be sure you keep watching. If you're joining me for the first time today, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you taking time to stop by. And if this content resonates with you, be sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on your notifications so that you'll get all of the latest updates when I upload new content. The first way to begin healing your broken relationships with other women is to do a deep dive into the history of your relationships, starting with the relationships closest to you. So we're talking about the mother wound, so start with your mother. You can also think about your relationships with your grandmother, your sisters, your aunts, your cousins, your female friends, and even co-workers. What are the relational patterns that you observe when you're interacting with these women that are toxic in nature? So it can be, excessive blame or criticism or defensiveness, or these comparisons to other women, gaslighting, intrusiveness, this neediness or clinginess, or these porous boundaries, making assumptions that, one woman making the assumptions that she knows what's best for the other woman, thinking they know you better than you know yourself. So what are these relational patterns? And then once you start to think about those, you can start documenting these just generally and asking the question, where did these patterns come from? Where did I learn to do this? That's one of the questions that I help women explore in my practices. Where did I learn to do this? And a lot of times people can identify pretty quickly, maybe with a little bit of probing, but they can identify generally, I learned to do this in my family. I saw my mom do it. I saw my grandma doing it. Or people in my community did it. And so, that's probably where I learned to do it. And then when we start to push a little bit more about, have you ever considered why? What's the purpose of these behaviors, these interactions? And generally people don't know. Doing this deep dive into the history, taking an honest inventory of the patterns and then asking the questions. Where did I learn to do this? Where did these patterns come from? And what's the purpose of them? I don't know if you guys have ever heard this story, and I'm going to get it wrong because I don't remember the exact metaphor or the analogy rather. But I used to hear this story growing up where the daughter came to the mom one day and she asked, why do you bake bread like that? Or I think it might have been a pie. Why do you bake the pie in this particular manner? And the mom said, I don't know, this is the way my mom's always done it. And so mom got curious about, why do I bake the pie this way? So she asked her mom. Mom asked her mom, which was to the daughter, grandma. And grandma said, that's the way my mom did it. And of course, grandmother's mother, is already deceased. And so, of course, you can't go back and ask her. But the idea is that this starts to smack of an intergenerational pattern. Something has been passed down through the generations about how to bake this pie in this particular way. And so the buck essentially stopped at the daughter. She became curious enough to say, why do we bake the pie this way? And that's really what it takes to start getting down to the bottom of healing these relationships. Asking why. Why do we do things this way? Why does it have to be this way? Or does it have to be this way? And if not, how can I change it? The second way to begin healing your broken relationships with other women is to commit to the self-work to improve your life first. First, heal thyself, right? Because having healthy relationships with other women means that you have to first have a healthy relationship with yourself. And that looks like learning to consistently be there for yourself as you lean on this healthy and safe support network that allows you to experience self-compassion and eventually extend that presence to other women who can benefit from your recovery story. When you commit to improving yourself despite what has happened to you. You know, when we are on this journey to heal the mother wound and to heal complex trauma, there are a lot of ups and downs. There are a lot of stops and starts. Sometimes it feels like we gain these strengths and then we regress and we lose those skills. We lose sight of our healing, of our personal power, of the things that we've built despite what has happened to us. But you never lose it. You don't lose it. But that's the nature of healing from these intergenerational wounds. So, as I mentioned, being in that supportive network that you can lean on helps you to develop that self-compassion to say, I can keep going. I have the strength. I want to get to the other side. And this provides an example to other people of what it's like to be resolute in your stance, to commit to yourself, to bet on yourself, to become the woman that you've always envisioned you could be. And so then that's going to attract people who are accepting of this, who are receptive of this uncovering of this person who you really are. And that, in turn, opens the door to healing those broken relational bonds, because people who are drawn to that is what they also want. So keep pushing. You'll find your tribe. The third way to heal your broken relationships with other women is to allow intentionality to drive your course. Now, I know the word intentionality is such a buzzword these days that it can almost be cliche, but it really is a necessary tool for helping you to achieve your goals in terms of building and sustaining healthy relationships. Intentionality really is about establishing these daily actions around a set of core values. So, whether it's through extensive self-work, whether you go to support groups or coaching or therapy, deep reflection, you start to discover these values that you hold dear, that you deem essential to your sense of being, sense of self, and as a guide to your life. These are the things that give you a lens through which you can see your life and to help guide you down a path that makes sense for how you live your life. And so intentionality is setting up this daily environment where you surround yourself with people, places, and things that make it more likely for you to achieve your goals. In this case, your goal is for healthy relationships with other women. So you surround yourself with women that you can trust. Of course, that's going to take time to build. People who will hold you accountable to following through with your goals. People who are going to support your growth. Those daily actions, that environment, what does that look like? And so that's the intentionality part. So when you heal yourself first, you then create this environment where women rally together. They work on these difficult relational dynamics, heal together in community, while also doing their own self-work. So we continue to do our own self-work as we're doing the ongoing work of building and sustaining healthy relationships. And that's what intentionality really is about. All right, so those are 3 ways that you can start healing your broken relationships with other women. And if you want to become more intentional about setting up an environment that helps you to magnetize toward healthy relationships with other women, be sure to get my free relationship intentionality worksheet by clicking the link below. I also want to invite you to connect with me on social media. I'm at Instagram at Fear Minimalist, Twitter at Fear Minimalist, and Facebook at Fear Minimalist. I'll be happy to answer any questions you might have about healing complex trauma or the mother wound, so feel free to reach out. Well, that'll do it for today. Thank you all for being here. And I want to remind you that this is the last video for the summer. I did mention that in the video last week that these were going to be the last 2 videos for the summer, as I'm going to be going on YouTube hiatus. If you want to know a little bit more about that, click this video here that I'm going to leave in the cards, and I'll give you a little bit of explanation of my reasoning why I'm going to be gone from YouTube. And I'll see you guys in a few months. I'll see you probably around the beginning of August. I'll be back, so you won't have to wait too long. In the meantime, guys, if you liked this video, be sure to hit that like button below, share with your friends, and drop a comment below to let me know what you thought about today's video. I'd be happy to read those comments and respond accordingly. And be sure to subscribe, hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications so that you'll never miss a video when I upload new content every single week. And remember that the sun is going to rise and shine bright tomorrow. The question is, are you going to rise with it and allow your best self to shine? I hope you do. I'll see you when I come back. Have a good one. Bye-bye.